Hmm. Back again. It's a new season, you could say, University of Conscious Science. We got a new setup now. It's been a quick minute since I actually, broadcast or posted or anything. And, it's for a reason. It's going through some changes, as you can see from the environment in the background. Lord Enki done changed the environment, and we moved, These things, these moments, everybody go through this, especially like around November, December. It's like a lot of changes come. We go through these things called tower moments. Tower moments is when your towers come to crumbling down, and out of it come the fiery phoenix. This is where you go into the world of the chaos gods for transformation. And from that transformation, you rise, you rise. There's only one way, and that way is to go up, to come to a state of evolution. And, this is where you get to understand not just yourself, you understand your nature. That's important. It's the word itself, nature. It has a meaning that signifies, we think of nature, the regular weather, trees. Peace and blessing, Qua Ly. Yes, definitely. The Black Dragon is back. We're back. I'm glad to see you tuning in. So yeah, I was just saying, when we go through these changes with the tower moment, it's important for us to catch the lessons, because sometimes we hold on to things that don't serve us no more, or it's time for us to start a new chapter. So it's important for us to accept these changes, and this was then Key went through for a quick little change, come new environment, new season, new knowledge, with it, you get to learn more about yourself. And if you don't get to learn about yourself, you can't evolve. You can't be the dragon again. And this is what it's really about, Quara was just saying something real when he said about the dragon. And this season, I'm gonna be proving it more and showing you how you are the dragon, and it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's enough documents to prove it. And we ourselves, the mirror don't show you who you are. The mirror show you what you see. It's a difference. You can't see what's inside of you. And what's inside of you is not what's outside of you. Everything is form. And if you accept what you're seeing as your form, peace and blessings, Raven. Welcome back. You're going to be able to only be you could say, a prisoner to your own form. There is no form to you. What you're seeing is just a reflection of what this universe see you as, or what people tell you you are. Your friends tell you this is you. This is how you look. You take a picture and you look at the picture. The picture tell you this is you. None of those is you. None of those is you. Nobody can. You don't know who you are inside. That's what makes this kind of like an incredible journey of trying to know thyself, know who you are. And you will see that once you start being curious, you go into yourself, you go into your inner worlds. And going in your inner worlds is learning the world of your Anunnaki, which Anunnaki just means, sons or children of An, the heaven children. An means heavens. Naki means ki is earth, really from heaven to earth. So you the bloodline of the kids from heaven. You understand? Anunnaki, you're an Anunnaki. It just means royalty, heavenly royalty, like an angel, a dragon. That's what an Anunnaki really is. So it would be like Elohim, the same term, Elohim, like God, gods. It's a term like that. So you get to understand yourself more when you start digging into your spiritual past. This is all spiritual because it deals more when we talk in the dragon. It's a psychic energy, and everybody is entitled to it and have it in them, but it's not active. This is where you get into soul and nature, because a lot of us, we never activated. We actually followed only our nature. Our nature subject us just to the external world, to that form that when you look in the mirror, it says it's you. The picture that you put on Instagram that say it's you. and you believe that's you, and so you act within what society calls is normal or what is they're expecting you to do. And in doing so, there's no time for you to evolve. You don't go through the alchemical changes inside internally to cause the biophysiology to go through what we call alchemy. That's what's going to make you grow. That's what's going to evolve you, but it comes through experience. And so we got two types of people here, or we got now people that is actually want to activate but don't know how. Well, these is the process for the process to start. And by you understanding these, then you will not say, reject yourself, because rejecting the external world, rejecting your form, it was never the true essence of it, not even in the ancient teachings. And a lot of ancient teachers and masters, they even try to promote, the body, the rejected. And it's only for those that's addicted to the body, addicted to this world. You're here, the body serves a purpose to leave us your mark, who you are inside. You express it through your form to leave something here, to show something here. But it's not for you to exalt yourself. The first step is realizing that you have an ego. You are ego. And ego is invisible. It's a shadow being, and it's a receiver. It only know how to receive things. So inside of ourselves, the first thing you do when you have an experience is an encounter is, what can I get from it? What am I going to benefit from it? And so this the ego. The ego just wants to receive. It's really not too interested in whatever the experience is. They only want what's pertaining to it. And so once you realize this ego is a receiver, your main task is to train the dragon. That's why I said how to train a dragon. And so you try to learn to control the ego, make the ego balance out. By you making the ego balance out, it's like a magnetic vibratory frequency that is vibrating at, but it's a false frequency. When you fix the egos, you start vibrating on the same frequency as the earth, the universe, everything start coming. The spheres. These spheres is all over the place like little orbs in your macabre, invisible, but once you start aligning them through controlling that, you will see that you connect to higher forces. They was literally blocking you from connecting to your higher self. And it's deeper parts to it that deal with the brain inside your abdomen, and our consciousness constantly being down there. Because when you're talking about being in the lower self, when you're talking about the material world, there is literally a brain and a life inside your excuse me, abdomen, where you actually is, as far as you have an etheric body, another body that was where we reside at. We don't reside in our body, we control the body. So a lot of us reside still in our abdomen areas. The sense of control, it's the sense of fear, it's the sense of desires. And so those is controlled by the moon. You're under the influence of the moon. The moon is like it's a goddess. It's a god. It's a goddess. It's also control your dreams, your desires. It's the way you deal with all the creatures, entities. Everybody resides. There's a place of imagination, or everything. The astral world. That's all there. That's called the Tuwa, the underworld. When you go to a depressive state, that's where you go. A lot of us naturally is under the influence of the moon if we just assume our true nature. The nature is being, one with the universe, one with you could say the different cycles of the moon, where you have high tides, low tides. We would say when the tide is low, you're depressed. When it's high tide, you're happy. Certain time when it's in the middle, you're normal. And it controls your cycles for the woman of your menstrual. If you follow the moon, look at the day you have your menstrual, and you could see the cycle of the moon. It starts off not really by the date, but go by the symbology of it, with it starting off as a small horn, and every day grows bigger and bigger till the belly of the moon full in like a pregnant woman. Then whichever day it falls on your menstrual start, after 27 days, it's going to start and do it again. You're going to get your menstrual in this cycle. So it doesn't have to fall on the solar calendar dates, because those dates actually is not geared to a cycle. It's geared more to the way the world look. You know, it looks too dark, too light, so they turn the clock back an hour, turn it forward an hour, and to catch up with the 5 days that is missing. But so for us, you follow your moon cycle, you will be able to understand your nature. This nature is inside your body that is controlled through these stars, the sun, circadian rhythm, the stars is more psychological, and you got the moon, which is emotional. All these are cycles within yourself that you have to understand to catch your nature. And your nature is demonstrated in when somebody opposes you, when the ego is being pushed back against, then your reaction is just an instinctive reaction due to our Anunnaki past. You know, we have the reptilian brain from when we was first here in the primordial state, which is the Anunnakis. And so we grew past those stages over time and evolved. But under survival, we assume back the reptilian brain, fight or flight, which actually stop your blood from circulating and takes your all your blood and put it inside your muscles. Rising lilies, blessings. You know, and when it goes to your muscles, it actually stops circulating in your vital area, which is from your chest to your waist. This is where, you know, if a person put on their bulletproof vest at, because those is your vital areas. You know, replicating the zodiacs, it's all in there. Everything that's connected to the zodiac is within the chest to the belly button area. So you act out. What's up, Michael Deline? It's good to see you. So you act out off of these natures that actually push up on your endocrinology system through your organs to make you detect hunger, anger, fear. All these things is important because I'm giving you what your nature is. So you know what your nature is in comparison to your soul. You see, once you know the difference between the two, this makes all the difference in the game in the world. Because now you're in one body, but you have two oppositions. You be able to feel them. Like, okay, I usually instinctively do something. Magical night, fam. Hey, everybody. Yes, Danica. Let's go to see you. Yes. So it's important for you to realize your nature is the instinctive thing you just do impulsively. And, you know, sometimes we don't be we be feng shuied all the time until somebody push a button, then all of a sudden you react in the most profound way. It don't have to be, you know, in an angrily way that you about to flip out. It could be just something, you bought somebody some food, you gave away something, you gave away time and energy. All of these is the same nature. You have to know your own nature. Are you always the yes person, the pleaser person, the star person, the Romeo person, the one that's always trying to, you know, be the center of attention person? All these is your nature. You catch your nature, and you will see once your soul activates, or your soul coming in, your soul is going to start trying to regulate your nature. It makes you catch these patterns. You look into yourself. And so you will see your soul and your nature is always in conflict. Your soul and your ego, you could say, but not the real you ego, because there is the real you ego that you can't get rid of. But then there's the nature ego, the instinctive you, the impulsive you, the one that always get your check and go run shopping right afterwards. That nature. So once you realize that you got a nature and you got a soul, your soul will start regulating everything. Yes, yes, Raven. It's glad to be back. You know, I'm glad and just settling in. Like I said, we got lots to do and plenty of work. So once I settle in, you know, everything is going to be flowing and everybody be back to their spiritual ascension and understanding what's going on, because this is a 2020 Aquarian biophysiology thing you're going through. You can't help it. It's already predicted. The only thing we could do is listen to somebody from experience that have been through it, and now when we all go through it, we understand it and don't flip out, you know, and just trying to get to our higher self with not being fake about it. You understand true spirituality, because there's many people out here professing this and that, but nobody's doing it through pure purification. And purification is the true way that you acquire alchemy within your body. You want to purify yourself from within by doing alchemy like the medieval people do it. And by you denying yourself certain things, you get this burning sensation. You get this rattling inside of you. This is the alchemical change that you need to start. And if you're refraining from sex, that's the most important thing, busting them nuts, but at the same time stimulating yourself. It's this is I want to say something about sex because I promote sex. I'm gonna first say that sex is good. Fuck all day, fuck all the time. Masturbate all day, masturbate all the time. Don't get me wrong. That's the healthiest thing in the world. Let's do that before I tell you why not to. Okay, because this is a double edged sword. It depends who you are, and you have to know yourself to understand this. Okay, for real. So, this is how it works. If you're repressed, if you're old, you're sick, you have to fuck. You have to come. You have to stimulate yourself, play with yourself. Do a lot of that. That heals everything. Study Karl Marx, all of them, all of their books and everything, or you could just study orgone energy. Orgone energy is orgasm energy. This is what we call ethereal energy. You're in sex. You live in sex. We're in this energy that is promoted through your life principle energy. It's called the sexual energy. It all starts off at the woman's vagina or the man's penis, which is the Iden and Pingala, Isis, or Osiris, the two eggs in the ovaries or the men's scrotum. That's where you accumulate these spiraling energies that go up to the caduceus on your back. It goes down to there. So for you to get the stimulation, you have to be one happy. You have to be sure. You got to get rid of beliefs and know. And you also have to stimulate yourself through the atmosphere, through nature, through each other. So if you're not having that in your life, you become old and grumpy. Grr. That's all that's gonna happen. This the first thing your face, and you get these lines in your forehead. You're walking around. This is what's gonna happen next. So you have to first get those things. When these happen, your muscles and your arms start, and you can't move no more. You know what this is? When this happened, this is everybody you ain't tell. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. Ah, this is what this is. You didn't go ah. So it got repressed in you. You repress and it become muscle memory. If you get rid of the muscle memory, you become loose, flamboyant. The wrinkles go away, and you don't feel that feeling inside. Only way you can release those type of tension is sexual, and you have to know that our government, just for the history of it, actually put us in a state of, like, through religion, we have to wait till we get married, sexual repression, and we wind up using it to I promote edging and learning how to bring that energy up. Yes, Kwaba El Reed, that's what I'm saying. You got to learn these parts of it because it actually is what keeps you young, active, and out of the stress of everyday life, because it's encounters that bring these stresses on that call these muscle memories. You don't want to have muscles. You don't want to be stiff because those are repressed and stresses. When certain things you didn't yell back, you didn't tell the truth, you didn't say what you feel. All these, yes, Sybil Oracle. This is definitely Tantra. Tantra 101. You understand? It's the basics of Tantra which preserves you. So you want to preserve yourself through non holding in anything. And it's the hardest thing to do because we take it to a higher level now, which is that of Jesus Christ, the master teacher, that actually teaches you to say that he said, I'm the truth. You see why you holding it? you afraid to tell the truth, and because why? The truth hurts. And a lot of us is afraid to hurt people with our truth. A lot of us know some shit, but sometimes we keep our mouth closed, and it actually affects us more than it affects the person that's giving us the bullshit, and you know better. And so sometimes you gotta say how you feel because it's gonna sicken you or make you tight. You have this in your neck, a crick in your neck, and you can't get rid of it because of that is what is holding you on to it. So for you to get rid of this crick, if you come to me, I can't actually, be like the chiropractor. That's not the right way to do it. All you're doing is displacing energy and putting it someplace else. Remember the theory, energy can't be destroyed or created, so you only could displace it. And where you putting it from here to there, it doesn't matter, it's still fucking you over. You have to release that energy. Energy has to be discharged. So when you charge up an energy, you discharge it. You open a portal, you close the portal. So how you discharge energy? Everything is sexual. Conversation is sexual. We having sex right now as we talk, and that's what makes this interesting. Life itself is sexual. So once you realize that, then you know it's you have to discharge this energy that is coming onto you, and the way you discharge it is through sex. Now, I didn't say to come, and I didn't say to climax. I said by having sex. Coming and climaxing is another story. You understand? This is more going to get biblical again when we come to that part. So, when you charging yourself, you charging your soul, you charging the aura. This you can't see this. There's something here, right here, very clear and big, strong, more powerful than you, way more powerful than you. You're nothing compared to what's right here. That's the real you right here. I'm putting you on. So this right here gets charged up. When this gets charged up, it implodes back into you. Boom! Bust open the chakra. You bug out. But these is unlocking your soul. Each one is unlocking your soul. As the nails get plucked out, it's like you just unleash Lucius in yourself, like in Underworld when the blood start flowing through the veins of Lucius and when she put the blood in and then he comes and he's like, "What's going on here? What's been happening? Get me up to date." And so your nature is at threat now. Your soul is ready to clear shit up and fix it up now and get everything in order. So that's the process of what you do. Yes, 2 months of reserving my energy. Yes, Sybil Orca, you gotta reserve it. My brother, he's a doctor, and he's in Baltimore too in ER. And you know what's the funny thing is, as much as he go to school for all that stuff, he's a fly dude. It's like seven. No, what is he? Seven. No, I'm bugging out. 6'8", 6'9", one of them two, right? So he goes out and he dates girls all over and do his thing, do his thing, do his thing, and then all of a sudden I've been trying to tell him to stop, 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 stop. He just stopped and he hit me up and said, "Brother, what the fuck? I've been fucking up my whole life." He said, "Ever since I stopped, my thoughts is different. I'm able to structure my life. Before I couldn't structure 3 days in a row. Now he said I only could plan not just my week, my months. He said I got plans for next year." And that's because he refraining now from just going all mad and busting nuts and masturbating, busting nuts. There's a way you have to do it because all that is retentions locked up in you that you didn't release through telling the truth or letting your body naturally react to how the situation wants to react. You have to naturally react. So it's not, it compresses inside you. Remember, it's energy. So like I said, if you know people that's repressed like that, you go help them, teach them about what I'm telling you. Go have sex with them sometime. That's called the Vestal Virgins. That's what the temple prostitute used to do for the Roman soldiers and people who came back with post-trauma. That was the only way they could help them. So that's what really sex is supposed to be used for. It's a therapeutic tool. But now let's get to the coming part compared to the climaxing part, and what does it has to do with this all? Well, it does like this. For a man, it's very important. For a woman, this part isn't really important for her. Because the simple fact is when a woman comes, she don't lose her life force. Her life force isn't involved. We're talking something that's vital, so we're only discussing it for man. Man lose their life force when they ejaculate. When they come, you lose an essence. Everything is an essence. This is the essence that give this life. You understand? So your life essence is in your semen because it's all light. Everything is light. I'm light, calcified into a physical form. But slowly as you get older, you start withering back. You know, you at your 20, you're potent, you're a solid ball. But as after 20, you start fading back. You know, so for a man, his essence is in his semen. If he busts it off, he dies for 3 days and it has to rejuvenate. After 3 days, he come back. So really, his premonition, his will, everything is weak. His thoughts, everything is weak. His willpower is weak until 3 days. Then it's back, and if he let it come, it'll take up over time. What about ejaculation? Is it bad for the prostate? No, it doesn't. It actually helps the prostate, and it's not ejaculation. You know, render down the ejaculation, and up more the. It will make you feel like you're gonna get blue balls, but don't let yourself get to that. Up the pleasure part on that, but don't put yourself to come. You can't tone it down before you get to the climax of where you're gonna wanna come and all that shit. Tone it down. And so by you doing that, you retain energy, you've taken in energy, you're building yourself up to be the magi, the high priest now. If you bust it off, you gave it away and exhausted yourself. Are there going to be major catastrophes this year? Michael Deline, it's going to be a lot of things going on this year. And, the transformation don't really call for catastrophe more than it's going to be called for transformation. It's going to be serious transformations between two groups of people. You're going to see it maybe wars between two groups of people, which is the higher self people and the lower self people. This is their time and their showdown because it's a lot of grudging and hating going on. And there's a difference between the two groups of people. And so you're going to see one is going to grudge the other and they're going to block the entrance for the others, and opportunities is going to come in for that they're going to stop. And so it's going to make one group flip out against the other group. So it's going to see more of a family breaks up and community breakup and wars within each other's community, more of that going on than to say, the place is going to burn down. It's not going to go down like that. But all right, back to what we were saying now. Once you realize these energies and how it works, that's how you make it work for you. So now for you youngs, right now, when you're under, let's say 27, 28, go out and have plenty of sex and enjoy your life. Don't worry about the ejaculation. Try not to, because what you're talking about is until you're 28, 29, which is the official age is 33. You still have your spade bone to connect. You have a spade bone that it don't grow all the way in to make your semen be able to come up to your pituitary gland up your spine. So until then, you're just stimulating kundalini. You understand? So it's like an electrical charge that run up your spine, which prepares you for the fermentation by you denying yourself sex. You get the buildup. It goes to your ass. When you come in, you feel it in your ass. So when it goes to your ass, from heat make it burn. It's just a fumigating gas that rises up in you and it goes up your back of your spine that causes this astral world, so real thing that you take these journeys in. So you get it in the form of that. You don't get the pure liquid or the pure thing that crawls up you after age 33 to 28. That's when your spade bone connects, that serum bone, or I think it's called the serum. Once that connects, so you could do whatever you have to do, just as long as you understand those theories right there. Now, for the woman, like I said, you only lose your life force on the when you having your menstrual. So you can't take a woman's life force. Nobody gets a woman life force except for the gods, oh God, or her baby that she's gonna have. It goes to the ovaries to prepare it for the eggs for a baby. But if she don't get pregnant, it just dies out at the end of the month, and she renew herself after 3 days herself. Okay, so yeah, you good, Sybil, or y'all could keep having sex all day if y'all want and come. You know, for a woman coming and climaxing real quick is two different things. You come, it's not like climaxing. Climaxing, you will leave the room. Everything turned dark. It's like you go to see God, you go see the ancestors. That's climaxing. When you come, you're still in the room. It's not nothing really special. Plus, you not say you lose energy. You take that man energy when you come. When you climax, both of y'all ascend together to a higher sphere, to a God sphere. He become the wizard, you become the witch. Y'all both get empowered by the ethereal orgone force. Start coming in through both of y'all crown chakras, and it'll be permanent. LOL, he's been waiting it so wanting it so bad. That's the thing. You gotta be a beast. If you're gonna give it to him, you can't suppress yourself. This still go to repression and retention because a lot of people have sex, but they give repressed sex, fucked up sex. Like you shouldn't even did it if you even do it like that. That was a waste of your time because inside of us is a beast, the demion, the dragon. You have to let the dragon out, else the dragon is gonna stay in. So if you can't tap into your dragon, are twin flames meant to meet each other to rise up? Only AC. Remember that it's only to rise up. It's not for fucking and sexual. It's not for enjoying this physical world. Only for rising up. So twin flame could be your enemy. We understand. Your enemy meaning she hate you. Your nature is being challenged. The true you is being challenged to do better for yourself. So your twin flame is gonna be in and out, in and out. It's a long process. But at the end, they're gonna win you at the end and be with you at the end. You understand? But it's like transformation first of like your pseudo ways, your beliefs. Like if you're gonna do twin flame, you can't be like I'm gonna get married to you. Twin flames, you can't marry a twin flame because twin flame is a God appointed thing. That's that thing where God put together, no person could take apart. So you don't go and seek marriage. And if you seek a marriage, then you got the old expectations in you of what you see on TV and what you believe. You know, in reality, you don't have to seek nobody to approve your love. Much less do you need to a piece of paper from the government to say in a certificate. That's superficial and that's egotistical. You're doing that for ego reason. Yes, that's how it is. It don't want to marry no one. Exactly. So you got to understand we are taught to actually go and capture souls, capture each other, and then make each other a servant to the other person by making them a servant to the government, which is collecting checks. Once you collect checks, you know, you subject to IRS, subject to things, instead of opening business where you get a cash flow, where you become tax exempt and everything, and you make money from the government instead of being just a laborer and you being taxed and checked, and next thing you know, you're in prison. You have to subject yourself in the right way to make a business, to put yourself by sacrificing. Just like you working now, work for yourself too. When you get off work, put away your money, lay up in your mother house for a long time like white people do, and just get yourself together. Don't rush out there to be single and do the same thing your parents is doing. Making a baby and it's stuck. That you both stuck now. You over here stuck, they over there stuck. What the fuck is that? So you got to be able to take everything you see and convert it into usable data. It's just a chaos world. If you're a chaos god, you take chaos stuff and make it organized consciousness. So your job is to reorganize family shit by not being selfish like everybody else who came along and just as soon as they turn 16, 17, run off, go do the same thing, meet a girl, get her pregnant and stuck with bills. I'm gonna buy a house too. Instead of buying a house to go live in it, buy a house to rent it out. You get two, three houses, they'll pay for your house and you're living for free. But to just go get a house to go live in it, then who's gonna pay for the house when you're living in it? You are. How you gonna pay for it? You're the laborer, you're the servant working for your desires. So now you're gonna get old, sick, and what do you have to accomplish? Really nothing. Only that house? No. So you buy a house with credit. Go build your credit up, get the house with credit, go find somebody who is wanting to buy the house other than you, then you give it to them for a very low price, no money down, more than enough to pay the monthly for the bank and probably put $100 in your account. You do that twice or three times, which after 6 to 9 months, the credit is good and you're doing good, you could get a second home. You do that twice, you have enough to buy your own home, and it pays for itself instead of everybody go get a home and you go move into it and go live. Like, we got it like that. So you first got to establish assets in this world before you start building up liabilities. It's very important to know that, because we acquire liabilities and use our physical body as the asset, and then when we get old and sick, take your parents, they retire, what do they have to show for it? All their money goes to health care. It's nothing to show for it. Their house, it depreciated in value, and now they stuck with a lemon. So they can't sell it, and they ain't really getting nothing for it. Really, you got probably a $20,000 thing stuck up in it. That's it for all this. So we got to change this by not capturing each other and making each other servant to the government, servant to our desire, following what I call nature, which is the basic program of society. Go get a job, go get make kids, and then come work for me and build up your liabilities. Here, I'll give you a credit card. Instead of us using it to go establish a business, to get something to buy over here and sell it over here, we go actually go buy a bunch of stuff, and then a year later we throw everything away and go buy it back again and throw it away and buy it back again, throw it away. That's what we're doing. What are we doing? We need to go eventually from playing with the toys, go make the toys and sell it like they doing to our own people, and establish ourselves in our own community. Just establish ourselves. It's internet here. You don't need to be doing too much hard work to make money nowadays. But we gotta change it from being servants to being entrepreneur and leaders at a certain age. It doesn't matter who you are, but when you reach a certain age, you gotta step your game up. So I'm just putting you on now instead of just getting your check and living into saying what you're gonna go buy. Good, Black Friday's coming up. Let me go take my energy and throw it away. Everything is energy. You exchange energy for that paper that you think is worth something. So put it to work for you. You understand? Once you do that, then you'll be able to get yourself eventually out of being a liability. That's it. That's it. You see, make assets your thing. You could even do cars. It doesn't matter. Cars are simple. Everybody want a car. Go to people yards in them rural areas. They be having cars for $2,000 that's worth 5,000. Your man need a car. He only got 1,000. Be like, give me 1,000. You go buy the car, give it to him. Be like, yo, charge him 7,000 now. But he's paying monthly payments. Put it in your account. Go do it again with something else. You get your income tax coming in. Go buy 2, 3 cars and resell them. Or look out for them. Tell them they don't have it. Just pay me this. You collect money. Walk around with a little Louisville slugger and be like, give me my money. You got to step your game up. You understand what I'm saying? But there's other ways to go about it than you just having to be a laborer. They trick us with this thought process in school of what you're gonna be when you grow up, and we believe this. Oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer. I'm gonna be a doctor. You're not gonna be none of those things. I don't care if you are. You're gonna be a human being. Once you realize that, then you see yourself with more options. I'm actually buying a sewing machine. I told myself I want to make everything from underwear to socks. That's why, Silver Oracle, it's the only way to start. You start making your underwears and socks, you're going to get good at it. And then eventually people are going to want to buy your underwear and socks. But you got to start somewhere. It's like I started with the crystals, and they came out nice, and I got good at it, and I sell crystals now. And so something that started off as a hobby or just an intuition could turn into big money from you. And that's how the ancestors is working right now. They actually is putting instincts in you to show you eventually we're not going to be laborers. That Newtonian system we live under, where the body's going out working 9 hours a day, 8 hours a day, is killing the human being. He was not born or created in this world to live like that or do that. That was under a government totalitarian system that actually knows better now and is providing you with a platform, an internet that you could sell, you could talk, you could trade, and do more work on it than anybody can right now and make money. And so you don't have to go about it the basic ways that we're doing. You see these big entrepreneurs coming out now that is young and they just made up an app. They did something. Go and friend up people that is coming out of these tech stores and these schools and be their friend and be like, yo, I'm putting this room together. I got 4 laptops. What you need up in here? These little probes and all that. Let's make this money. Design some apps. So you gotta know what you're doing. Yeah, the money market is changing. 3 months ago, Walmart don't give cash back if you use your debit card to return items. Yeah, so you gotta catch on because there is no such thing as cash. You know, it's all about items. The item is worth more than the cash because the cash is an illusion. Now we're in a digital world. You could have 1 gazillion dollars. You're gonna see people calling, I got 1 gazillion. Because it's just putting zeros on your computer, but you don't have that physically, so it's all psychological. Once I tap the numbers here, it say you got it. It says you could take that. It doesn't mean it real. And that's all tied into the strong man. You already got that value anyway. We just can't use it. But I hope you get the idea of actually, taking yourself to the next level and don't just work and trick and work and trick, work and trick. 30 years gonna go by and you feel, oh, I got a car and a house. Okay, that's what everybody's doing though. What are you doing? You understand? So you got to take yourself to the next level. The only way you're going to do that is going within and discovering yourself. When you take the journey within, it's going to make you understand yourself, this natures that I'm talking about. Because once you know the nature, you're going to know your abilities, your skills. I want to read some poems too. I always had an interest for that. I'm 28 and now is the time is I'm about to work for somebody else. Well, that's what I'm trying to say, Sybil. When the ancestors actually make us have what I call tower moments, that you're gonna see that the towers are on you, it's the 2 legs, and they hold you up, and sometimes they crumbling, and some of us will stay in the building while it's gonna fall. Some of us jump out. Some of us is catching the rumble way before and actually start reading palms today. Yes, yeah, go ahead, talk to her, Raymond. And actually start changing before we actually have a tower moment. But the tower moment is designed to literally catch you in motion of what you're doing and snatch something from underneath you with you having to jump out the window, feet first, into something new. So that's how Tower Moments is designed. It's like you saying, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Tower Moment be like, all right, motherfucker, you keep saying you're gonna do it. Watch this. Boom. The next thing you know, you have no choice but to do it, to survive, to pay a bill, to do this, to do that. So that's how Tower Moments work. So if you don't realize all these thoughts, all these intuitions that you haven't to try to get into, if you don't get into it, you're never gonna get into it. You're always gonna keep saying, I'm a. Why? Because the nature is the one that is interfering with the soul. The soul is the one telling you to do these things. Why? Because the soul see that shit is gonna fuck up in a minute. The soul is putting on to your next move before you keep sitting at the. Let me give you the scenario: the rat with the cheese. He goes by this doorway and he see cheese there. So the nigga see a big chunk of cheese. So he set up his bed, his home, everything, couple of them, and they eating the cheese till the cheese run out. So when the cheese run out, the other 2 mouses left, except for this one cheese rat. He keep looking around, he's searching, he's saying the cheese is gonna come back. About a week or a month go by, he's hungry and finally he decide fucking and go to the next spot and he see all the other rats they eating cheese and living already, and he didn't know to make his move. He made his move late. So you can't be like the rat that just think that this is it right here because you're good right now. Nah, the world is constantly changing. From the minute you was born, you're facing death. You got to keep running forward. Death is gonna catch your ass. What is death? that, like my crystals, you don't move, you're gonna get fixed and turned to a stone. You always gotta recreate yourself, man. Every day you recreate yourself. You're not the person you was yesterday. You're a new person today. And if you don't realize that, you're gonna get fixed saying, I'm like this. This is who I am. I do it. No, you ain't like none of that stuff. Whatever lessons you're encountering is making you your next person you're gonna be. And you have to realize yesterday and today make it the new you. And so if you ain't becoming the new you, you ain't learning nothing. That's the truth. So if you're learning something, you always how you say, reconverting yourself, rebuilding yourself, renewing yourself. And so once you do that, you get an idea. As much as you know yourself, you don't know yourself. So you can't say, I know myself. I know what I'm gonna do. Because the more you get to know yourself, the more you're gonna say, I don't know myself. When you could get to say the truth, which is I don't know myself, then you know yourself. When you get to that level, it's that simple. So really, you have a lot to catch up on for you to understand what is really trying to be here. Nature, soul. Nature, soul. Those two things is very important. Your soul is always the highest self in yourself. Your nature is in your abdomen, your lower self, your instinctive self. So go with your higher self. These are the procrastinating things that you've been told to do that you ain't gonna do. That eventually, like I said, we're heading to a new time. Medicine is going to be over. Doctors is going to change up everything. We're heading into epipegenics now. It's not going to be how we're going to go to the doctor to heal. You have to learn to heal yourself. No matter what you got, take the time out to research, study, try. That's the only way. Even if it's a friend and you know them and they're sick and you think you're good at that shit, go get your herbs, go look this, go do that, and they be your little test thing for you to test this everything out and heal that motherfucker. Once you heal them, you know how to do it. You do it for other people. That's your profession. It's that simple. Everybody got mad skills out here, but you got to be able to tap in, and don't wait till you fucked up or have a tower moment to tap in. Tap in when you have the money. Tap in when you're free. Tap in when you're gonna say, let me work on my shit now. These is the attitude and mentality that's gonna help you in tomorrow's time, not just for this moment. Cheaper and economical and safer. Yes, rising lilies, that's right. Homemade using Castellina soap. Dr. Boma, Arm and Hammer, Sweat, washing powder, and borax and pink sea salt, and your choice of essential oils. That's how we supposed to be living. And if you realize this, I'm pretty sure Rising Lilies, you probably bought that from an all European, store. This is what's happening now. They know we're taking to this and we're buying this. And we're not on the forefront of being a supplier, distributor of these things either. And it's a great big market opening to that world because that's where we are. We're awakening to who we are and that we're God bodies, and you only could put God natural substances in a God body. So, and that in mind, it's $1 billion business. Um, so, I just wanted you to get an understanding of these things real quick. The laundry powder, everything. Yes, y'all could get in touch with Rising Lilies as I see on Raven talking in reference to all those things I had spoke up on with the washing powders and soaps and everything and essential oils. And if you got any type of business, you could inbox me the information and I'll promote it from here. Because one thing, we got to promote each other and help each other. And if it's something with good integrity and you're going to help, humanity or whatever, I'll promote it for free. There's no charge or anything. Just let me know what you're doing or what you're trying to get into. So that's how we help each other. But I hope y'all get an understanding now of the nature. Let's just go now real quick towards the end of it by explaining what is the nature and where does it come from. And again, now we're gonna have to get biblical for a quick second so you understand, because once you leave the physical, you under in a spirit world, and that spirit world is the formless world, the astral world, the invisible world. Not too many people understand this type of talk or what we mean. So let me give you, for people who is like, new to this type of stuff, I'll give you a greater understanding real quick. Well, you got a physical body, but with your physical body, you have other bodies too, seven other bodies, right? And they're all active within your circle, which is called a Merkaba, or what we see as a aura, which is an electrical magnetic field that is generated by your body. The electrical energy that's coming from your body generates a magnetic field around you. And this aura is like another world that holds all the memories of your first soul. It becomes a little faint orb that floats around after you die. You can't lose it. It jumps back into a soul when you have sex, and you yank back out of the astral world into a physical form again. And so once you understand that you have this body, the physical body, when you're moving in your physical, you have a conscious mind. And this conscious mind is constantly recording data of this world with this physical body. But now, when you stay still, when you think, when you concentrate, you have a subconscious mind and you have what's called an astral body. When you think, when you come, it thinks it's calling it. It always is ready to respond to you because it's there for your moment you die. It jumps into your body to be your new body. And so that part of your body now is where you dream, and when you go to sleep, you don't move. Your body put out a chemical that make you kind of like in a paralysis state. And so once you're in this paralysis state, that body comes in and takes you on journeys into other worlds. Now, when I say other worlds, you have to understand how other worlds work. You don't float out your body, leave out this window, and go to another world. There's no such thing as that. When you go to another world, you just come out in this Merkaba, this magnetic field, and all 48 constellations is within you. You have that in you. You don't have to leave to go to Africa. You're in Africa already. It's already part of your Merkaba. Everything is in there. It's a virtual reality of this one world. And this one world will be equivalent to like a cell. And not even this little square light you will see. This is too big for this dimension. It's like a cell, this one world. Because you got, like I said, listen, 48 constellations, galaxies, 48 of them. So you have no little thing. You don't have to jump out your window and go fly around. So once you're in your macabre, you're in a virtual reality of this world. All your experiences, everything is tuned through magnetics and electricity is all one. You have a spinning top rotating, and then at the bottom of your foot, another one spinning. This creates an electromagnetic field. So your astral body is the body that sees everything in the electromagnetic spectrum. It's the one that can see everything from radio waves, gamma waves, x-rays. It sees everything. So you assume that body when this body freezes. When you meditate, when you sit still, do yoga, you assume the astral body. If you assume the astral body like in meditation, the astral body, like I said, jumps back in your body. It now brings ethereal energy that's circulating, making you heal. That's what is healing you when you're doing meditation, when, Brahma or Buddha tell you to sit still and shut up. Don't say nothing. Just sit still and concentrate. Or just don't concentrate. Just sit still. You actually bringing your ethereal body in because, like I said, for it to come, you could be like this, it ain't coming. But as soon as I go like this, it's in my body. That's how simple it is. When you start thinking, you come in your body. Aside from that, like when I'm talking, I leave. You don't need me to talk. You understand? You don't need yourself to talk. That's ego talking. That's the shadow person that talks. But when you think, that's when you come in. Because you ain't gonna make the shadow nigga say some wrong shit. You might get punched in your face. You might get slapped. You might get, you got your secrets and you want to hide it. So you only come in when you're speaking, but when you going out, it's something else going on. All right. So once you understand that this astral body, people go to a state of what's called lucid dreaming. This is when you can't remember your dreams. When you had this dream, that's the astral body. It's a body forgiver. That means you was to walk around, with all the energies you accumulate over the day from happy to sad to angry. It's like capacitated in your field. And so this will grow and grow and grow till it's going to explode. But the astral body comes and it takes everything at night when you go to sleep and dump it out, and you forget about it. When you wake up, it's called the forgetter body. It makes you forget everything and you start fresh. You're happy, you have your coffee, look at the trees. It's a beautiful day. Even though somebody disrespected you yesterday or Friday, you don't care about that no more. The astral body fixed that for you. So now, when you have these dreams, you kind of remember, you don't remember, pieces of it come. Well, there's people who know how to remember everything, and you can too. This is what's called lucid dreaming. It's like a state of dreaming that you literally just go into a lucid state. It's you're half asleep, half awake, like when you hear your TV, when you hear what's going on in the room, but you hear it while you're sleeping. So it's like you feel like you're half asleep, half awake. That's called lucid dreaming. In that state, you're in the magnetic field. You're in here now. So if you're in here, you say, I want to go see what my mother do. Automatically you there seeing what your mother doing. You say, I want to go see what Raven is doing. Automatically you there seeing what Raven is doing. So that's how it works when you're in lucid. So now lucid is what a lot of us is more being in tune with our second body. It's the body of intuition too. It's always talking to you, telling you things. Well, that's what is going on when we're talking about these higher selves, these other sides of yourself. Is this body. I don't want you to get any pseudo version of what I think it is. You don't have to imagine. I just broke it down to you specifically so you understand how it works. This astral body we share with animals. So when you go into the astral world, the astral light, it permeates outside of you and in you, in between your pores of your skin. It is you. You can't get rid of it. It's also called monads. This is what a monad is. These is entities that's come together to call fractals that you will see. This will be a fractal right here, the silver part. They call it the silver of Osiris monads. I'll explain it to you over time so you understand how to travel in and out these bodies, and how, in the matrix, you go in the telephone booth, a consciousness jumps through. Telephone booth will be your body. Consciousness jumping through is the magnetic field that take you to other places. Everybody have the right and the ability to do that. All right. Um, Now, once you understand that part, right, then you know the astral body will actually make you forget things. Like, say you do remember a dream. When you get out, you have to write it down quick. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget everything. That's like I tell you, the astral body is the forgetter body. All right, so now you understand the astral body. There's an astral world for the astral body. That's in the moon. When you're in the astral world, you're in the moon. For real, the real moon. What you see in the sky is not a real moon. What you seeing in the sky is not a real sky. There's none of that stuff is real. Why? Because if it did, you would have had a hole right here. You wouldn't have a glass over your thing with a black little pretty thing with nerves or something. You don't know. This ain't no see-through. You can't see through your eye. Take out somebody's eye and look through it to see if it's opaque or see-through. So you don't know what's outside of you. You don't. So your eyes only interpret vibration, electrical signals to give your mind a picture of what you think you're seeing. For all you know, you're in black space and there's nothing around you if you was to take an eyeball out and look into what's going on. But we as human beings don't have the ability to do that. We're a self-contained being. Everything is inside of us, including the thought that we're seeing outside of ourselves. You're only seeing on a wall of reflection that reflect back into you, and your mind picture it. Your mind see holograms. So this is just something for you to ponder on, but it's just for you to know the truth. There is no hole in you to see outside, to see anything. You only got eyes, and your eyes is not see-through. Okay, so with that in mind, everything that's inside of you, it stays inside of you. Nothing leaves. It's only us agreeing upon what society sees that makes everything a reality. It's the law of observation, the law of quantum physics come into play here. What you see and what you believe is what it's going to be. But anyways, I actually had a dream. Peace after life, peace and blessings. Yes. So once you understand these parts of it now, then you will understand the astral world, which is in the moon. This also permeates as orgone energy. The moon is not actually what we think is the moon. I don't know what y'all been, and your culture is. Everybody have different belief systems depending on your culture. But the moon, from studying the ancient knowledge, and you see it on the Egyptians with the disc, it's not normal looking people that's in the moon. Get that straight out the gate. It's not normal looking things in the moon. All right. So you look at what is the horns, the moon, the horns. That's very important. Let's look at that. And the cycle of the moon, you got 14 days before it fills up, and 14 days it decreases again, and it repeats that every 27.9, but in sequence with the earth it takes 2 more days to give us 29 days, because it takes 2 days after it finishes full rotation to catch back up with the earth to make it 29 days. So the moon disappears to us for 2 days because it's really catching back up to the beginning point. So we get 29 days, but it's really 27 days. Just like the woman menstrual is really 27 days, not 29 days. So anyway, now on that note, these creatures that's in the moon, yeah, creatures is in the moon, full of creatures. It's the underworld. It's the Tuat. The moon is also where you get the mother. It's the woman. It's feminine, and it represents half of our body. It's the feminine side. So we all half attracted to the moon, and the other half is attracted to the sun. The pineal gland is attracted to the stars. So you have those right there within you. And so when you have an astral world that you share with your astral body, then that journey to the moon, if you able to see it, it's like same as the Egyptians show it to you, the Persians, Babylonian, where you have half cat, half human, half dog, half human, the hyena, the wolf, Leviathan, all of that is in the moon. But this is forces, emotions, thought forms, because you're looking at subtle energy. This orgone energy is a very subtle energy. Energy can't be destroyed, energy can't be created, so it's still there. And the energy of the moon holds it there. Your thoughts, it goes to the moon, and then it transmutate, and then it goes as a thought form to whoever you're sending it to. So this is the old druidic system of what we call Wicca. People use the moon for enchantments. This has always been. It doesn't have to be like that. Don't look at the moon in a negative way. It's just a mirror that reflects back your thoughts. But only thing is, people perverse that use it for everything, but it's not the mirror itself that is good or bad. It don't have none of that in itself. It's people that is good or bad that use it. But when you're going now as far as alive and you're being awake and your soul comes, your astral body has to go to your soul. Your soul isn't in your body. Your astral body is separated from it. So there is a part of your soul and your neuromelanin spread out all over your body that start to unlock. These is what's called nadis, chakra points on your body that you have to unlock. Send the light in there, which is the astral body, that makes it pull out through the neuromelanin and connect to your soul. These things called chakras, demions. We'll get into devis. All of this is through the nadis, the chakras. And so once you're able to connect these now, your astral body is going to introduce you to the moon for purification. This will be the same as the coming into day ritual, or being. You hear they say you go into the Tuat, you into the underworld, you go into the cave. You're being invited to invitation into the underworld through Lilith. You see a cave or a dark place, a building. You're going in your dreams underwater. All of these will signify the moon. It's a million signification entrances, somebody there waiting for you to go through. You've been kidnapped and taken to this. It's a million ways, but you're going to the moon. Once you enter there, it's strange. You're facing a lot of strange looking things, entities, creatures. Some play out dreams of them being in rooms, being asked questions, remind them of childhood. It plays out in two ways. If you consciousness could see these beings, it'll play out with just the beings from the Egyptians and the Babylonian time. If your consciousness is afraid of it, it'll play out as a dream that take you back in time and all this stuff. This is purification and initiation to wake you up to your other cells and your different parts that make you whole. So you go through the moon not as a bad thing, but it's a ritual to connect you to your soul, your initiation to your soul, to let you know your soul have many compartments to it that ties you into the Akkadian period, the Chinese period, the reptilian period, the Anunnaki period, the every period in life, it's the same souls that came back. It's the same. You're part of that same soul. So you get to see your past lives. All that is connected to you as an individual through what's called this initiation through the moon. And so when you're going back, you're going to meet more of your desires, your cells that make your impulsiveness, because your impulsiveness you don't get from this life. Your impulsiveness you got from your past life. You to smoke, your constant desire for sex, attention, all those is from your past life that you living it out now, and you're here to fix those. You're not here to just accept them as you and oh, this is it, this is how I am. You're here to change that and learn new experiences by mending yourself. And so the moon will teach you all of these things by revealing to you your inner self and who you truly are. Once you see that, more than likely you're going to be repulsed, amazed, renewed, and start doing things different. And so once you finish in the two out, which is what's called the way in of the heart, if you true to who you are, you're going to go through the next level of it, which is going to take you to a spiritual level. If not, wherever you at in the two out, whether it be for, a king, a queen, a love, or a star, or a moon, whatever, you're gonna stay there throughout the rest of your life. That's who you are. That's what you were supposed to be. Some of us are gods, some of us are demigods, some of us are demion, some of us are heroes, some of us are nymphs, some of us are fairies, some of us is the muses. You got many species, but we're all contained one in this. We're all of those in this one container. But a lot of us, our consciousness tend to go towards certain directions within that container. So instead of us ascending to be the full thought, the mind, we'll be stuck with just who we think we are. If you think you're that, then that's the dimension you're going to go to or whatever. So your thing is to learn it, ascend it, pass it, and keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. But and as far as who we are, we're being imposed on with through media and TV to tell us you're this, you're that, you're a part of this group, you're part of this culture, you're this nationality. So we tend to only gravitate to that information and gravitate to that. Same thing in our thought forms when we go into the astral world. So you'll go to Egypt and do this thing and deny yourself the rest of your life experiences or other stuff. So you have to know these truths because the underworld is designed for your desires and your fears. It make you face all your fears, all your desires, all your repressedness. And so once you're able to do that, you come back and your willpower increases. One thing in the astral world is if you're doing it right, It's a dark world. It's a world you can't really see because it's mostly energy. And when you're doing meditations and you're closing your eyes, you're going to come into a dark existence where you got two shades of gray, one lighter and darker than the other. That's all you're working with. But that now is where you learn in formation through just sitting there. Formation start coming, thought forms. It's as simple as taking your mind right now, close your eyes, making a blank, clear off everything, clear out everything out your mind. And then once you do that, whatever you think is going to appear in your mind. Try it right now if you don't believe me. So whatever you're seeing is what you think. Do a simple exercise, like I said, one more time. Close your eyes and clear out whatever is in your head. Don't see nothing. And then think. As soon as you think of something, it appears. And so you will see you have to clear out all that you see that is appearing in you. They're going to come out. Once you clear it out, it don't have no influence on you no more. The influence is not that you're not conscious of it. Once you're not conscious of it, it has influence over you. Once you're conscious of it, you know now, and you ain't gonna have influence over it. So you get rid of a lot of things that way, and it helps you. um, Yeah, that was my a cat you here. Greetings from Brazil, Luz Octorian. Hello, Luz. Yes, and so it's good to see everybody coming out, and everybody who's participating because sometimes we're going through experiences and we're experiencing it not just some of us are seers. We're going through a lot of mental issues, a lot of emotional issue, and dreams and premonitions and intuitions. All of these is a calling for dragons, you could say. I summarize it as dragons because that's our true self. This is, if you want to understand dragon, it's the earth and air mixing. Once, not even air, I mean earth and heaven mixing. These is the first and only two things in existence. It's two worlds that make one world. And so what comes in between there is what they create. And this is the air, the atmosphere. This air atmosphere is called the dragon. And that's the first thing to come out of existence. You could say that's the third of the Trinity, earth and air, or I mean heaven and earth, An and Anu or Anki, however you want to name it. When those two came into existence, everything else came after that. And so we are the dragons that is here. And the ancients, that's what they called what was created from those two forces coming. And I don't mean the physical earth, because you have to have an astral earth before you have a physical earth. So when I'm saying these is forces that manifest the physical, so you have to understand its role in how it plays. You're talking Tiamat. Have you ever heard of Tiamat? Tiamat wasn't a physical place, it's an astral place that is very real. Like I have had a dream of certain things, and next thing you know, it happens, but a different way. My mind be blown away. Yes, Civil Oracle. Excuse me. It's not even a dream. It's real. Those is you got to realize that term is what mess up dream. When you say the term dream, you got to realize where you get that from, because you would have said a whole long thing about how your mind was showing you pictures in your head and you saw this picture in your head. But they summarize it with a word called dream. When you look up dream, dream is the name of a god or a goddess. There's no such thing as dream. They done took a word and made it into a power, and we don't realize this power. So the same thing is very important with night. We don't go, it got dark. We say it's nighttime. Where you get this term from? I would be like, where you get night from? It got dark. What do you mean? So you go, it's night. But when you Google night and look up night, you're looking at the name of a goddess. That's the name of a goddess. Our words has been codified into gods and goddesses' name. So when you look at night, it's the real way to say neath. It wasn't neath or new, it was night. You know what I'm saying? And that's during the late dynasties of Egypt to the medieval time. The word was Night for neath. Night was a living being and is still a living being on the highest, and Ni for night is clear color. It's not black. It looks black to our eyes, but it's clear. There's no, nothing black. It's not even part of the Roy B. Jiv thing. There's no black in there. What we consider black is what we can't see or what we can't perceive. But anyway, it's clear for those who ever wanted to know. Night is very important because we use those words that don't understand. They'll take something that you could describe and give it a power, and it's a god, it's a spell, like, so you understand these things. Look into these words. Same thing, day too. Day is the same thing as saying God in Spanish. Dios, dia, die. These is the original words. Demion, it all goes back to one thing. But you got to know these things so you understand what night is. Night, neath, Nuit, Soot, Set is the same word. All of those, Lil is the same word. That's what it means too. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get Lilith and Lil. Just Lil would just mean heaven. So, that's just part of the night, the dome. But anyways, um, I was getting to the point that we have to understand these forces, these things don't start off in the physical. It starts off in the astral. You start off in the astral. When we talking, you know, chaos energy and light energy. Let's look into that real quick so you get an understand. Yeah, because at night she's simply shaded. The sky is still blue. I look at it as a ultraviolet or infrared spectrum being visible. It's really just a mirror, a clear mirror that is shining down. The ancients said, night, the sky is over heaven too. She's higher than heaven. She knows all the gods and what their secrets is, including God. She's higher. It's the only thing. It's the dome. It's the dome over not just the earth, but over the firmament of heaven too. This one dome, Neef. Neef is the highest thing ever in existence on night. You look it up. You understand? And so everybody used to make praises and sworn affidavit tonight. When you would get crowned, you get crowned as a knight. You know what I'm saying? That's the highest honor in the game. A mystic is a knight. And so you get to see night is also called the truth. When they say the truth, because the night saw everything. And now, here go the trick to this. This is not night that you look at in the sky and see night that I'm saying this about. When I say night, when you get yourself activated, your kundalini is spinning, you have part K and part Chi elements flowing from your eyes, which is rotation of matter. This air is matter, rotating it this way and rotating it that way. It comes to a focal point in the air. It actually spins matter and it brings subatomical particles alive, literally making what's this thing called air. You see the demions in it. There's no such thing as air. You see the dragons in it. So once you activate it through your pineal, and for the record, pineal, we misinterpret pineal. There's no such thing as a pineal gland, a third eye. I've been researching that it's a remix name. It was really called the centurion. We get this from the century, the centurion. And he had the third eye right here that we call a third eye, which is just an eye here, which represents the eye of God because it's the witness to everything, the secret eye. But there is a centurion field. It's a minotaur field, a centurion field that we have a body with them. It's part of our many bodies. It's the dragon. Our ultimate body is the dragon, but connected to us. And the dragon is intelligence. That's all it is. It symbolizes intelligence, but you can see it as a force. And you got with intelligent cognition and thought. These is where you get your centurion, your minotaur. They became a part of the human body, but on the spiritual level or that you can't see. But if you was to see yourself, you have these different parts that make you have the dragon that you see in occult knowledge, all these things that we don't understand. This stand for intelligence, knowledge, wisdom. They actually was here as forces that became a part of us and is us. So I just want you to understand what I'm saying when I'm saying neat or night. It's a physical thing. It's like you look at the sky and you like, damn, this is a beautiful night. You know that night could lift up and get up and walk away. The sea could get up and lift up and walk away. If you think that's not real, then you ain't been reading all Islamic books, all religious, I'm not religious, but all predated cultures before their studies of nature, natural science. You have to know these things if you want to know the world you live in. And you have to know these things if you want to know the ancestors, how they work. This is what the God science is. You know what things are. That was you was told, not because you was educated in them. This is from research, from following people of the East who seen it for themselves, and they wrote it down and left it for us. And so when we see things as inanimate and we see things as dead, we actually become ignorant to these things, and they work against us. And we're not one with nature. You go against your nature. All right, so understand when we're talking about Neef, Neef is something real that is actually here today. When we talk about Leviathan, Leviathan is something real that is actually here today. When we talk about the wind, it's something real that is actually in this thing. All these things, you respect it, it will show itself to you. It will show who it is. But if you don't respect it, you don't care, it's inanimate to you and they'll have no effects or influence on you. So I'm just putting you on. All right. So, on that note, now we could get into a little bit of what's been going on with me. Why I've been going, and I'll just leave this to give y'all inspiration because without somebody's experience, this wouldn't make sense. This is just talk. This is bullshit. All right. So, what's all this about then? This is about the fact these past couple of days I've been doing a lot of chakra work. And I would use let's use this right here. This little light that is right under my eyes, that now is like these little orbs is coming and that I didn't have time to see during my last broadcast. It was since I left and put down broadcasting that all of a sudden I'm seeing these circular targets, get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's a circular target. And so I'm observing it. And as I observe it, more come, and it's like I'm doing mitosis, pushing the target and the target. As I push the target and the target, it expands to bigger targets, getting bigger. Now, when this started happening, I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I never noticed this. But it first started in my shower when the water would hit the tiles. I saw circles that would just appear real quick and disappear, like come into my dimension and disappear. So I'm trying to freeze to catch it, but it'll just come randomly. And it set me out on a mission to find out what's that. And sure enough, as I'm sun staring, this a circle come and I see it. And then I know how to pull it up. I know how to do it. And using the sun, I kept pulling it up. I got it. I said, okay, I got it. And so now without the sun, I said, let me try it. It's kind of dark evening, no sun. And sure enough, it comes, boom, right in the air. Not with my eyes closed, in the air. So now I said, let me do it in the night. I do it to the star, boom, boom, it come. And so I started getting this circle target thing come up in the air if I just do a certain expression, a certain thing. And so now it got deeper. Something said do something. I don't like to give away my secrets because I do teachings and I do personal teachings and people. So I said do this expression. So I do it. And the middle of the circle start opening up to make like if a cloud was clearing out. And I started watching pictures, like a video now is playing in the middle of it. And here go the crazy thing. This video is about 10K clear. When I said make a circle that opens up in the air and it becomes a window that shows a screen that I could watch, and I'm standing there just watching it. I've done it from with the sun to with the stars. This is what I'm giving you to motivate you to go out there. You don't know what's going on. There's more going on here. There's things going on here. If I could make circles in the air and open up wormholes, I'll give you another hint. When you sun stare, this is an exclusive hint. Now. Only I could do this. When you sun stare, you see the sun. When you sun stare, get the sun to look like this to you. Circles upon circles upon circles upon circles coming to the smallest circle that you just see in circles as they're going up to the get bigger and bigger to the big sun. When you can see it like that, it's a cone. You just did your first wormhole, and you're getting an idea what I'm talking about. You on your way. It's deep. This is very deep, but it's all real, and it heals you. When this happens, and you put that, and you get that target, that circle, yo, your heart start beating so fast and you feel like you're about to have a diabetic sugar attack. It just weakens you and just fucks you up. So it took maybe me 4 days of taking that, and then I was able to do it with strength and like, yeah, now it don't hurt. Now it don't feel nothing, but it's like using muscles you ain't never used before. That's how weird this is. And once you start doing it, it get attuned to it. So, what's the importance of this that I'm telling you about? One, not just are you taking a surreal journey through your body, connecting back your neurons. The screen and the target is designed to connect broken neurons. You see them as orbs. When you get this now, you're right in front of the ear, right here. Like if a screen pop up and you're taking your neurons and reconnecting them, and they just look like beautiful blue lights. That's really its main purpose. But if you have your mind focused on something like your kids, something going on, you could project it, your thoughts, into that screen. And automatically you start seeing what's going on with your kids, what's going on at that present moment. This is afforded to you. I'm telling you something that's in medieval pictures. If you ever see, I think it's the something of Mary, and it's a blue colored back. The picture is like they call it celestial blue. It's like electric blue. That's what the color of the screen looked like. It's in medieval pictures, and it's inside of a cloud, the celestial blue, and there's the image of people standing in it. You could do that with your eyes and make that in the ear. Anybody could do that. But this is an alchemical secret that they're showing in the pictures. Ever since I did it, that picture took on a new tone. The color is blue. That same blue is important to realize when I'm putting you on to this, because when you make it in the blue, it's like an orb come up and it keeps stretching a magnetic field. Whether it take it off of, say, the silver cup here, it'll keep pulling it, keep stretching it. And eventually it turns to a blue field. And then it swirls it into a swirl. And it swirls it, and then you start seeing them come like I tell you, if you sun staring correct, and you have to sun stare to do anything that I'm telling you about, and you will see the sun with just the circle and the halo. But if you could do your peripheral right and have the right perspective, that one halo is also in the air and coming at you, mad circles like Sonic. That's the chakras. That's the cherubiums. They're the ones that's making you can't see nothing. If you see in just regular room, they say that's the cherubim's wings open up so you can't see. When they put their wings down, you see circle chakras, the wheels of Ezekiel all here, or the wheels I show you of my fossil crystals. That's what make up this whole atmosphere. We're in that. But you got to be able to see it's a very subtle energy. So I'm putting you on through sun staring, and which give you a reflective overview of this magnetic field that you're able to see these things. Through alchemy, symbols is what your subconscious reads. So they put a symbol there for you to do certain things. Your brain already know. If I was to pull up certain symbols, I can make you do things that you subconsciously didn't know you could do, because your subconscious only work off symbols. It don't know what talking is. It don't know what language is. It only knows what images is. So these symbols, I mean these targets, these things I'm telling you about, will make your subconscious instinctively do something you remember from before. So, for you to get back your memory, you need to look at medieval symbols. You need to look at hieroglyphs, because your subconscious, remember, work off of pictographs, pictures. It don't work off of words. It don't work off of you reading a book. That's your conscious ego that's going to intake that information. So that give you a greater understanding of why I said this is why I'm bringing it to you and telling you about it. So when I tell you how I travel through these things, you won't be amazed. You won't say I'm crazy, because that's what this leads to now. After I'm able to make it in the air and the screen come up, I could go through the screen enough that the screen takes my whole body. And this is another weird feeling when you feel like you're going to suffocate, you lose your air, your heart rate start going up, your metabolism go up, and that which is a screen then take over your whole vision, that this clear, beautiful, aqua greenish room disappears and you're in this dark place, or traveling in the 50s and 40s, and your body is starting to go like a little waving back and forth like this in your body. This is what's called kinesthesia. It's a state of being that is, spoken about by Aleister Crowley. It's a magnetic pull from the moon. It's a magnetic pull sometimes from the sun, magnetic pull from the stars. You can even pull this from these crystals or tree meditations. These type of exercises actually induces the cyclops in you, and actually connects you back to your ancestral self, the moon, all these forces that actually pulls and put these chakras back, that helps bring back your soul and your body to start the whole process of ascension. Remember, I was telling you that the astral body leaves to go to the moon now, to go purify you. Once you've been purified, it takes you now to your soul. Once your soul comes, your soul is going to the spirit world, but it's a long journey to the spirit world, because you have to go back in time to everything you done was and is and ever would have been, and then go up to the spirit world, which is backwards. You understand? Because you came down that way, so you have to go back up. So it's backwards now. And once you get to the cusp of the spirit world, it's say this is the astral world. There's a cusp between there. This astral world can come up to the spirit world, because all animals desires lust down here. But up here now, is spirituality is a different form. This is formlessness right here. You leave formlessness, you leave an attachment. So the soul drop you off here, and your consciousness assume from here on up. And your soul stay down here and wait for you again for your next life. It always stay down here, So from here now, you're in the world of Obatala. You're doing Ifa, Wawisha, Wudong, Michael, Gabriel, Sario, Jesus, God. You're in a different world now. You understand? And this is the one cusp before you head up to a higher state, which now is going to be the ethereal level, where it's no spirit. Spirits still have form, but it's a very, very subtle form. But then you go to mind, nous, the gnosis. That's no more form. You just mind. So that's the highest state. And there's still one more after that. But this is where you want to get. So you understand your journeys in the astral if you've taken it. Just close your eyes and shut up. It might take you a day. It might take you 10 minutes. It might take you a year. It depends what's on your mind. And you can't get to it by actually saying, oh, I'm going to stop thinking. Oh, I want to do this. It don't work like that. That shit is something else. You better off just forgetting about everything and just hum while you're sitting there. Sing a song to yourself and just chill. Once you do that, you let go. If I tell you just close your eyes and don't think, you're gonna hold on. You're gonna be fucked up more, and you will never get there, because you're gonna be trying not to think. You're holding on. When I said sing, your thoughts is on the singing. You're focusing on humming, so you let go of everything. You ain't even thinking. You gone now. You floating away. You understand? That's what you want. That type of concept in your mind when you're going in there is to let yourself be. When you let go, you see yourself like, damn, I hated my boss today. Got on my nerves, my sister, and all that. Fuck with me. And kids, blah, blah, blah. Allow these things. Don't stop your thoughts. Don't constrain it. Let yourself go. When you let yourself go after 10, 15 minutes, everybody shut the fuck up and they good now. That was that energy I told you about that's repressed in you, that you repressed. You have to let it out. So you let it run. After it finish running, you're gone. You're gone. That's all you have to do. That's it. Some people could run and be good in 2 seconds. Some people could, you know why they get in 2 seconds? Because they don't hold shit in. They tell you how they feel. They express themselves. So that'll take them 2 seconds. People who hold things in, it could take 20 minutes, 15 minutes, a day, a week, a month, a year. Depends how much you got held in. And now, yeah, it's gonna let go. But when you was holding it in, you became a dome, a strong whole dome. You know what that's called? The wall. Everybody be like, yo, you built a wall up around yourself, or you've been hurt so much now you don't trust nobody. So even for me to get in to let everything out, I have to get past the wall, the dome. So that part you have to be able to understand first. Just breaking the wall to allow something to come out. Once you could break the wall and let everything out, you're free. You see the child is in there. It's a child. All of us got a child in there. And if you can't tap into the child, there is no adult. You understand what I'm saying? The child is the adult. You can't be the adult without the child. You just become stiff and all. Remember, to be the adult, you gotta be smooth. And so you gotta tap into the child and release those things. Once you can release those things, you're on your way to actually full ascension. We're talking clairvoyance, telekinesis, psychokinesis. All these is available to you. It's taking that etheric body and bringing it one with you, and it's permanently flowing that etheric energy, which give you the power to heal people, which give you the power to actually learn how to body double. And the most important part, a lot of people don't know this. It gives you the ability to change the world by changing yourself. You can't change the world by changing others or changing something in the world. You in the world, like I said, everything is self-contained. And once you understand this God lessons and these higher lessons, you change yourself, you change the world. As simple as that. It's the same thing when you become a healer. If you're doing remote healing, Reiki healing, you contract whatever the person is having. When I say that, I mean they be like, I got a headache. You get a headache too. You just feel their headache. So how you cure them, you unite with them in this bubble by feeling their headache, and then you take the headache from yourself. You just touch your head, say, I want to feel myself feel better. Then you be like, how you feel now? Oh, my headache went away. Okay, it's that simple. That simple. It's not complicated. You get it? When you're able to do that, then you understand life. I'm not telling you this is what you're supposed to do. This is for you. What I'm telling you is you're in a virtual reality game type thing. And once you learn it, you could do whatever you want, be whatever you want, experience whatever you want. There's no limitations. It's only a limitation is your thoughts. You understand? That's the most important part of that, what I'm saying. But test these things so you can get to understand your reality. It's not what they say, it's what you know, it's your experiences that count. All right. So on that note, we did an hour and 38 minutes. It's great talking to y'all. Um, Sky is blue. I look. All right, we all did everything. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm back. I'm gonna be doing the day things. It's a lot to look forward to, and I really appreciate y'all tuning in to Lord Enki. Y'all have a wonderful night. Always look for the eye. Where the eye? You see the little peacock tail, the eye. You always see us. The eye is everywhere, and the eye is the truth in yourself. It's always something that's watching, always gonna be. And if you don't see your own truth, you don't see your own eye, you're gonna always be versing your soul. And it's like we spend more energy trying to legitimize ourselves, justify ourselves, exalt ourselves, and you're only fighting against yourself. You are you already. Are the other dimensions virtual reality? No, the other dimension is not virtual reality. Only this is a virtual reality because this is a physical reality. You see, when you're looking at the other planets, you don't see solids. You don't see no solid planet. Mars itself is another form of Earth, but all the planets is actually part of ethereal force. You look at each planet, it's governed. Our planet is governed by the other planets. Let me explain planets real quick. Planets is gods. You understand what I'm saying? Stars is angels. Planets planets govern stars. Planets govern human beings. You understand what I'm saying? Battle of the planets. You remember that. You understand? So why? Because the planet itself is not the real thing. It's the ethereal planet is the real thing. With gods for each planet, depending on the continuity, the nature of the planet, it has gods. We're governed by gods, Gods. Why gods? Forces. Gods is not gods like, Christianity. God, that's not real. That's your imagination. You need to grow up if that's what's going on with you. Gods is forces. Forces such as hate, anger, love becomes psychosomatic in you, but is a real force in the astral world that has a physical form. There's nothing that is not a force. You're a force. Your force is your sternness, your hard headedness. Energy streams are the gods. Yes, afterlife, exactly. You will want to master the energy streams or energies because that's the gods. Do you think we exist in multiverses? I've been seeing a lot of shows throwing these symbols out there. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You exist on multiple planes. Your job is to try to get in touch with yourself to remember. Your subconscious remember, and you're acting out multiple you at the same time right now. And you are your subconscious mind, put it like that. You got a wall in between that block it off. Only when you go to sleep, you assume your multiple selves, not one, multiple. Reason why you can't assume your multiple selves right now is because your conscious mind will try to make sense of everything. Your sense of everything was educated to you, was taught to you. You don't know what sense of everything is, so you cannot make sense of everything. So they have to wait till you go to sleep and you become multiple you again, and you multitasking, and you all over different dimensions. They're actually worlds inside colors, inside vibratory frequencies, but not physical. Physical is a place for the gods to constrain you. Darkness, chaos, those is infinity. When we talking infinity, you talking darkness, chaos. That's why it says everything comes from darkness. Chaos cannot be measured because it's infinite in measurement. You cannot measure it. You're from there. You was from the infinite darkness that came into something that's constrained, a circle that forever will keep you under control because it's a light. It's a source, a God. Let's look at the sun. What does the sun do? It follows a 24-hour cycle that keeps itself constrained. Anything in the light is constrained. So, as far as good, bad, darkness, light, the darkness is where you have infinite possibilities. Infinite. The light, you live under laws, rules, constrainment. So the gods constrain things. It teaches you to your infinite self. By you constraining you, you will know your infinite self. When you're in your infinite self, you cannot know your infinite self because you're not constrained. Simple. A knife cannot cut itself. Fire cannot burn itself. It don't know it is. But putting you in a second circumstance, you will see your infinite self now. When you put you in your infinite self, you will desire your constrained self. Yin yang. You get it? and you're constantly in cycle learning. All right. So once you understand the darkness is nothing bad, it's more beautiful. It's your journey if you become too smart. You see, if you become too smart for the system or the sphere or the matrix, you have to go into darkness for chaos. You have to go to an infinite place and create a new universe, another one now. You understand? So people that become geniuses and become all these ascended master, they are sent to chaos, to the infinite darkness, not because of a punishment, to fix that, to recreate in there. It's infinite, like I said. So you're going into what we call diversity to bring out something new. So, don't look at it in no funny way because those of the highest ranking goes to chaos. In chaos, they become gods because they go in there and fix something and make it into consciousness. That's the story of Enki, coming out of in humanity's unconscious, subconscious, or chaos energy to create this world that we call now this conscious world or universe or galaxy that we live in. That's was something that came out of the infinite, out of the darkness. So you got to look at it for what it is and not see it in a superficial way, you know. And as far as it's concerned, this light, the light can never rule because darkness has to be its contrast for it to be light. They work perfectly together as one unit. Always will and never will be. It was always infinite and never could be a whole but always infinite. And so you're infinite in your pure form. Okay. Hope you have understanding of that now and the knowledge of it. All right, so like I said, everything is for y'all to understand and use this knowledge. Everything is there for us if we dig in and look. But basically that's it for today, and anything else, you can hit me up. But I'm back. We're gonna be doing the crystals, learning energies, all the different parts of it. I see one last question. This is from Afterlife. Do you think we exist? Oh yeah, I did that already. By seeing a lot of shows throwing these symbols out there. Okay. So I really appreciate y'all tuning in. And if y'all got any questions, y'all can hit me up. You know, um, the tower moment thing, I wanted y'all to know I'm switching up now, and I got a new whole look. So you got to give me a little bit of time to pull it all together. But I'm going to be on Facebook posting now and giving y'all a lot of secret information that I didn't reveal before because I need an ancestor permission, which is to unlock those chakras, to make you see these circles, to make y'all feel energy. So, yes, Sean Smith, thank you, my brother. Peace and blessings. So, if you follow on the Facebook, I'm gonna be going in there a little harder, deeper truth, And so learned a lot in just a little time. 100 afterlife. Thank you. I really appreciate it when y'all do that. Y'all leave y'all little knowledge to let me know it's not a waste of time or my energy. And I'm not here to nobody down or hurt anybody in any type of offensive way. It's about us learning about who we are in this Aquarian age and our place, what you feeling, how to react to it, and how to balance our energies out and become successful at what we're trying to do, even though it's independent from following the status quo of what society is saying to do. Be a lawyer, Indian, Dr. Chief. My Facebook is Damien, Damean, Samuel, Samuel. That's my Facebook name. Just hit me up on there. I'm a born sinner. Thank you for letting me know that, Sean Smith, and I really appreciate you checking out my videos. Like I said, if anything I could help, whatever, just hit me up or ask me whatever you want. I cover a lot of subjects, and right now it seems like yeah, what's going on, Raven? What's good? It seemed like, affecting people with just energy it's been the latest thing I've been able to master, where I just use my mind and push on their chakras, push on them, and they feel it. So I'm gonna be demonstrating that one on one with people, and you get to see for yourself how we could actually touch people without touching them. And I'm gonna show you with just about any and everybody. I walk around the gas station attendants, people in the stores, hey, can I do this? And hey, I could touch people without touching them. Everybody feel it. It's been verified. So I'm gonna bring it to y'all this season, and maybe it's more God bodies out there that could do this. I was given a Facebook name. If you didn't, okay, thank you. Well, you gave the wrong name, Raven. You see, as long as you know me, you giving out false information. It's no S on the end. I don't have the Samuel. Is it no S? It's not Samuel's. You would have sent him to an old dead profile that I don't use no more. So for the correction, Raven, put that back up. Drop it in the description, brother box. How you do that? You can write on this thing. Oh, okay. After the thing, yeah, I put it in there for you. Afterlife. That's what it is. All right. So it's getting late, and I really appreciate it, man. This is what it is. We the royal family, and I'm just gonna give y'all straight raw information, and y'all judge for yourself. Nobody's gonna persuade anybody ever to believe everything. The truth is inside your soul. Follow your soul, and you will have your future, your money, your wealth, and you will purify yourself. Try not to cling to habits. Try not to keep repeating things over. And remember your deity. You're here to stand by yourself, and it's okay. Don't try to always try to fit in. Trying to fit in, you're going to disassociate your soul from you. Your soul is an individual soul that's trying to be your partner, be the one that guides you in this phase and time. It's nature itself. There's a new upgrade. We're not doing the same things like our parents and grandparents and their grandparents did. So only your intuition could guide you to this upcoming new you of epigenetics, placebo science, natural healing through crystals. All these now is already in you, and just tap back in, and you will see that you do amazing things and make money doing amazing things too. So let's look forward to that, and peace and blessings. Y'all have a wonderful night, all right? One love.